For many moms who work from home, multitasking may seem inevitable. But when you're looking to get the best results on something, whether it's a teaching moment with a child or a work assignment, it makes a big difference if you're not performing other tasks simultaneously. Multitasking continually, it could affect your relationships both personally and professionally because you're having a hard time being present with the individual you're interacting with or having discussions with. They may perceive that you're not paying attention to them or completely understanding them, and then you're not effectively communicating back, seeming like you're not interested, which results in ineffective collaboration and could hinder your relationships. Working on a few tasks at the same time makes it challenging for you to fully focus on the main thing that you're trying to accomplish. It's going to take you a lot longer to complete something that you could have gotten done quicker otherwise. You'll also compromise the quality of your work because you're not giving it your best. You'll find that you're making more errors than necessary because what's in front of you is not getting your full attention, and as a result, you may not pick up on some necessary details, missing out or misinterpreting some of the messages or information that's presented. And in the end, you'll have to wind up circling back, wasting your time and energy. Multitasking is very draining mentally, and research shows that it can lead to cognitive overload, mental fatigue, and decreased cognitive performance, which ultimately leads you to not being able to effectively solve problems. You may notice that you're having a hard time concentrating on one thing, or maybe you have a shorter attention span, and for some, even worse, memory loss. Juggling multiple activities can increase your stress levels and cause mental strain because you're doing multiple things that bring on pressure or are giving you a sense of urgency, which leads to feelings of being overwhelmed and stressed out. Multitasking often leads to you doing the task less efficiently or working unproductively because your workflow is getting interrupted, making it taking longer for you to finish your work. When that workflow continually gets interrupted like that, it's taking you out of your zone, and it affects your problem solving abilities and you being innovative and creative as well. Since accessing this part of your mind, it requires a lot of concentration and deep focus. For some, switching back and forth between multiple things, it may seem like a lot more is getting done in a short amount of time. Or it may appear like you're working effectively, but the cons outweigh the pros. For most, it's best just to focus on one thing at a time and then move on to the next thing after. Instead of switching back and forth between multiple things, especially if you're finding that you're experiencing the consequences mentioned, then it's worth it for you to just switch up how you're doing things. It can be challenging, especially with all the distractions that we have nowadays and with everything just seeming so fast paced. It seems like the best way to get a lot done in a short amount of time, but it's worth it for you to try out different strategies, helping you to overcome this habit. For example, being mindful of your distractions and then working to eliminate it, or maybe working when it's most productive. The time blocking strategy is another thing as well, or creating a task list and then prioritizing your work. So if you look at my other videos, I go into further about these strategies, but I also have a lot more tips on how you can work on getting your life more organized and also managing your time better. So I thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.